I proposed marriage to my girlfriend a few months ago, and we are set to get married in a couple of months' time. But now I'm thinking of calling off the wedding. A little background story: I've been married once before, and I have 2 kids with my ex-wife. The reason for our divorce was entirely my fault. She was a good wife and a good mother, and she did everything in her power to make our marriage successful. But I didn't do my part. I was always busy and I never had time for her. Then I ended up cheating on her with this woman I am about to marry. She was the one who asked for a divorce from me, and I didn't want to divorce her. I wanted to make things work, but I guess she had had enough because I had cheated on her once before. I promised to change and be a better man for her, and I was ready to do that. But I guess she was tired of my promises, so we ended up separating. All this happened about 3 years ago. Now, after my ex-wife found out about my affair, I broke things off with the woman I cheated with, and we lost touch. After my divorce, I ended up traveling to another country for work. I met her there. We started seeing each other again, and I fell in love with her. It was only me and her together in a new country, and our relationship was strong. At the time, I really thought she was the one I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. I proposed marriage to her 2 years into our relationship, and she said yes. Now, we came back to the country last year, and that is when things started falling apart for me. I still had kids with my ex-wife, kids I had not seen in years. So immediately we arrived in the country, I rushed to see them, and I went with her. Now, because she was the one I cheated with on my ex-wife, I knew my ex-wife would not be comfortable having her in her home. So to avoid any complications, I asked my fiancé to wait in the car for me. I saw immediately on her face that she was not okay with this. I left her and went to see the kids. On our ride back home, I tried to explain to her why I had to leave her behind, but she didn't say anything. But all hell broke loose later that night. She accused me of still having feelings for my ex-wife, saying that I should have already told her we were getting married. I was just waiting for the right time to tell her. Because of the circumstances of our relationship, I have already hurt that woman so much, and I was just thinking of a right and better way to tell her about the news. I promised my fiancé I will tell my ex-wife soon. Then a couple of days later, she took my ex-wife's number from my phone, called her, and told her about our upcoming marriage. My ex-wife called me crying, calling me the devil, asking me if I had not hurt her enough. She told me she doesn't have the power to take my kids away from me, but she has the power to choose who her kids hang around with, and she didn't want them to have anything to do with my fiancé. She also told me never to contact her again, and that if I need to know anything about the kids, I should call her mother. This was what I have been trying to avoid. I got very angry at my fiancé for what she did, but she doesn't think she did anything wrong. She said something that made me realize that getting married to her might be a bad idea. She says she will stay away from my kids if my ex-wife doesn't want her to have anything to do with them, and that after all, we will be having our own kids, so she doesn't care about not getting to know my other kids. These words rubbed me the wrong way. I walked out on her after she said this. I am not going to abandon my kids just because I am going to have new kids with my new wife. I love my fiancé, but I feel getting married to her is going to make my life a living hell. I'm so confused right now, and I don't know what to do. Will I be an asshole if I call off the wedding? This follower needs your opinions, babes. Please drop some below. Registration for my 1-week face-to-face makeup class is still ongoing. It is coming on the 15th of July. The location is Lakeside, Accra, and the fee is 500 cedis. To book your slots, click the link in my bio or WhatsApp the number on your screen. And don't forget to follow me for more story times.